So we've got Thor's hammers queued up, ready to go. There's Thor and Vin Diesel and crew looking for vindication. Furious 7. Tell us all about it.
That's right, Riaz. The gang is back. All you need to know about this one is Jason Statham is the bad guy. And on a poignant note, it's Paul Walker's last film. Get a look at the action in Furious 7.
Justin, you didn't think it could get any better, huh?
Here we go.
So Thor, we know there's a need for speed with this unstoppable franchise, but you mentioned Paul Walker right before this. How did the producers handle the real-life loss of Paul Walker tastefully in this movie?
Very well. It's practically seamless how they incorporated shots of his brothers and the use of CG, as well as shots from previous movies of Paul Walker. It's only really noticeable towards the end, and it's very sad because they changed a bit of the writing and altered the ending of the film to sort of fit a tribute to Paul Walker. The action, obviously, as you can see, is wall to wall. It is incredible. There's cars parachuting out of a plane, so they stepped it up in terms of that, although it looked a little more artificial because they relied more on this in this one on computer-generated effects. So it took a little bit of the natural feel out of it for me. And the writing, Riaz, in this movie is atrocious. They've got all the cliched one-liners, so they try to kind of drum up all this drama and emotion, but you're sort of sitting there dealing with this pedestrian dialogue. It's kind of hard to get into it, but you're going to these movies for the action, and it's over the top in every sequence.
What do you think it is about this formula that keeps viewers coming back? This is the 7th installment, and it is a global blockbuster. Action sequences aside, what is it for fans that make them want to flock to the theaters for this?
That's a great question. I think it's the universal themes of loyalty, camaraderie, brotherhood, family is always a big part of these movies. So they've always been grounded by a lot of heart, despite all the superficial action. And this one actually, with the action on a global scale and then working with the sort of covert ops, it feels more like a Bond movie at times. So I think it is that balance. They've always been, firmly grounded with family values and that kind of thing. That's why people are drawn to it as well. Plus, it's got cool cars.
Cool cars, too. It's out in theaters this weekend. How many hammers do you lay down for Furious 7?
I'll go 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay,
yes.
That's our starting point. Ben Stiller, changing gears altogether, is tackling what? Middle age and a fancy bromance while we're young. What's the deal with this one?
Oh, man, and I didn't know what to make of this in the trailer, but it is a solid movie from Noah Baumbach, who did The Squid and the Whale. Ben Stiller is married to Naomi Watts, and their friends are having kids. They're feeling a bit alienated. They're having a bit of a sort of a midlife, maybe, crisis, and they become friends with Adam Driver and Amanda Seyfried, who are these young, kind of hip, sort of people that are all boho chic, and they're like hipsters, I guess. And so Ben Stiller creates this relationship with Adam Driver while trying to make this documentary. It is so well written, Riaz. It reminded me a lot of Julia Louis-Dreyfus's film Enough Said, and it avoided all the sort of pratfalls of the typical genre comedy, and it's got some really important things to say about the generation gap, about modern family living, and it was very funny from start to finish. A little bit of drama in there, and Ben Stiller and Naomi Watts, sensational, and Adam Driver from Girls is incredible in this film, so I really enjoyed this one. It ticked off a lot of boxes for me, so I can really recommend this as a great rom-com. Also, Ad Rock from Beastie Boys is in it. He's the guy with the gray hair, the friend in this movie. He's kind of aged a little, but he's great in this movie as well.
Nice one. Adam Driver stock clearly rising, in good company. How many hammers for While We're Young?
4 out of 5. Really enjoyed this flick.